Hello and welcome again to the Friday Wrap for October 16th. There was a very busy week around the village, especially myself. I'll tell you, my weekend started out kind of crazy. I had two weddings last weekend, which made it even busier. Anyway, the village board meeting met on Monday of this week. Right after the consent agenda was approved, we then adopted a resolution recognizing Community Development Director Doug Pollock. Followed by glowing comments about his 20 years of service. That was kind of fun. Also approved unanimously was a rezoning of a 5-acre parcel of land off of 79th Street called Buck Trail Drive, and the recommendation to re-subdivide 3 lots on Harvester Drive was also approved, as well as, this was the big news in the village, I think, the construction of the sidewalk along German Church Road. From Greystone Court going west to County Line Road. That was made feasible and made possible after our new Public Works Director, David Pressig, provided new information to the DMMC Transportation Committee that enabled them to reverse their decision and actually recommend that our project be funded, and that it will be. Also discussed at length at the meeting was the proper use and possible regulation of the drones, the unmanned aircraft systems that are sometimes being used in ways that actually invade privacy. According to the police chief, only 2 incidents have been reported so far in the village, but immediate action can be taken today without any regulation when it involves any type of trespassing or criminal behavior. This is an issue that the village is looking into on an ongoing basis, and we'll get back to you as we progress. This week, the Police Pension Board met on Tuesday. The Board of Fire Police Commissioners met on Wednesday. And also the Willowbrook Burr Ridge Chamber of Commerce held a business after hours at the Score Sports Center on Wednesday as well. Unfortunately, I was unable to make that one. Upcoming events this coming week, we have a Planning Commission meeting is going to be held on Monday at October 19th at 7:30 at the Village Hall. And also the renowned chef, Patrick Casada, he will be at 5 Seasons. Some of the nation's premier chefs will dish out some of the secrets of his renowned cooking at a special event hosted by 5 Seasons Sports Club in Burr Ridge. He is currently the general manager and executive chef at Bakersfield in Westmont. He will lead a session from 6 to 8 p.m. on Wednesday, October 21st, which is next Wednesday. Attendees will also have an opportunity to taste dishes that Casada prepares as part of his latest installment of Cooking with the Chef series, which is being put on over there. Limited seating is available. The fee is $20 for 5 Seasons members and $25 for guests. If you want more information or you want to pre-register, call them at 570-5200. Also, I have to share the compliment of the week. In an effort to focus on more positive things in the village and the compliments that come by, I couldn't help but share a compliment that was sent in by a Burr Ridge resident. It was as follows. She said that can't let the day go by without giving a shout out to Karen Thomas and Public Works. I called yesterday, late afternoon, about 2 minor issues, but thought they were a safety concern for anyone not looking while walking or running at dusk. It didn't even take 1 business day, probably actually closer to 1 or 2 business hours, and the issue was resolved. She said, "You have my permission to celebrate this in the board meeting. I am very happy and am blessed to live here." So that was sent in by S. Moore. That was very appreciated, and thank you very much. I thought I'd share it with you. On a personal note, as I mentioned, I was at 2 weddings last weekend. I also did a 50 Capital speech on this week, which seemed only fitting. This was actually the last week of my 50 Capitals trip 3 years ago. 3 years ago today, I was actually in Madison, Wisconsin, and coincidentally, the relics of Saint Maria Goretti is actually in Madison, Wisconsin today. I had the absolute honor and pleasure of seeing those both in Orland Park at St. Francis of Assisi Church and St. Mary Immaculate Church in Plainfield. They are actually in Wisconsin today, so that was kind of neat. But in any case, thank you very much. I hope you have a great week, and thank you again for joining me for the Friday Wrap.